Today I'm back in Boulder, Colorado, gearing up for the launch of my newest venture. From my kitchen to the factory to the top of the Flatirons, this is a pursuit that's been some 10 years in the making. It's up next on No Days Off.
We looked at every labels at the grocery store to try and find the bar that we wanted to eat for our adventures, for our life, and we couldn't find it, so we made it.
Creating time to do what's right, to drive change, to live, to learn. It's a state of mind, but with a purpose. Sport has the power to change the world and the ability to connect communities. As a professional athlete, I feel it's my duty to take an active stance on issues affecting our world, rather than simply acknowledging them. I'm Sasha DiGiulian, and this is No Days Off.
So I was laughing when Sasha came to me and said, Alex, I want to start a bar company. And I was like, oh God, there's like 1,000 bars out there. Going into a very crowded category is almost like pushing water uphill.
I started making my bars actually right before I went to university. I graduated from high school. I was 18 years old, and I was setting out to travel around the world with the goal of winning the world championships and doing a bunch of first female ascents and first ascents around the world. And what I wasn't getting out of the bars that I would buy on the market were bars that had greens in them. And as a professional climber, something that is really hard to do, whether you're living on the side of the mountain or going through really big chunks of training that any athlete can relate to, is you're not carrying around like a bunch of spinach. And so I wanted to create a bar that actually packs the greens into it, because instead of eating just cane sugar and oats rolled together, I wanted something that could nutritiously fuel my body. And I also wanted a slice of what it tastes like to be home. Before leaving on these trips, it would take me not long at all, but I would lay out all of my ingredients, blend up my bars, roll them into different little like balls or whatever they may be, and then I'd have a taste of home that was nutritious and could fuel me on these like endeavors.
Yeah, come on.
You don't put subpar ingredients into a race car and expect optimal performance. You put the best premium fuel. I wanted to create a bar that would show up for me in the way that I want to show up for life. I say that 10 years ago, I was making bars, but really the bars that I was initially making were quite rudimentary. And I met Ariane Jones, as I call her, at an international women's forum. I met Jones and I was like, we're gonna be friends for life.
My name is Ariane Jones. I'm an Olympian, a chef, and a holistic nutritionist. We looked at every labels at the grocery store to try and find the bar that we wanted to eat for our adventures, for our life, and we couldn't find it. And most of them are built on ingredients that are inflammatory, they're poor quality, they're full and packed of refined sugar.
I had two simple non-negotiables, that the bar would be good for me and good for the planet.
When you're on the run from meeting to meeting, when you're the busy, badass mom, when you're on your adventure, on the climb, on the run, on the swim, you're never getting greens. You don't have a salad in your back pocket, but yet greens are packed full of antioxidants, which are incredibly necessary for feeling your best and for recovery. They're full of vitamins and nutrients, and they're one of the most nutrient-dense foods that we can get. So we thought, if our bar is all about making you feel your best, we gotta have greens in there. There's not a pinch, there's not a sprinkle, there's a handful of greens in every single Sen bar. But then we elevated it even more. And I said, we've got to put these adaptogens in this bar. So adaptogens help your body cope with stress. And I mean, who doesn't need a little support with that these days in our world? They help boost your immunity. Each specific adaptogen has its own kind of mini superpower. Instead of just building multiple flavors, each bar also has a purpose, how it's nutritionally made, and the specific adaptogens and medicinal mushrooms that are in them help fuel that purpose.
I felt like purposeful eating was missing in the market, and I also felt like there was just a lack of health integrated into the bar industry.
We quickly realized that the innovation was going backwards. And it was also so quick to notice when you looked at the ingredients of other bar companies that their business motivation was margin.
There's obviously imperfections in our world, in our entire approach to food that have really large impacts on the environment. And as an athlete from an outdoor sport, that's important to me. The entire process of our bar is local to where we are. It's all made in Colorado. From our ideation to our actual co-packer and packaging and manufacturing of the bar, the actual repercussions of climate change are stark in climbing. I care about the environment, and I care about providing really good food for a consumer. So melding the two together and creating a solution for both is super important for me. And that's why I feel so proud of Sen bars. We're here in Boulder, and we're in Chautauqua Park, and I'm here with my friend Brett Harrington and Jocelyn Peterson, and we're gonna do a quintessential Boulder experience of soloing the second flat iron, and got a pack with some sample Sen bars for these two to try out once we get to the top and enjoy a sunset. So let's hit the solo.
All right, nice.
When I think of Sen, I think of just that pure joy.
Yeah.
And that personal sense of satisfaction of having achieved something. Send is a part of our climbing vernacular. It's part of a lot of action sports vernacular, and what it means that you've just done something successfully. But to me, like, sending it in a work presentation, or sending it in the way I showed up for my friend's birthday, or sending it in the way that I was there for my family. Like, there's so many ways that I think of that feeling that encapsulates what send means to me. It's like to remind us of what it feels like to accomplish something that we really wanted to do. Yay! Nice, guys. That was fun. Cool. Heck yeah! I couldn't be more proud of my partners and how far we have come. This has been 10 years in the making and builds on the business principles and ethos I believe in and know will drive change and make a difference for people and our world. Cheers.